Okay, let's go. Well, everyone, it's been a while since we did Coping MAGA. We should probably give it a shot and check in. Like I said previously, it's not something I want to do all the time, but every once in a while I think it's good to go check in on these poor MAGA people and see how they're coping with the Joe Biden presidency, or at the very least, the lack of Donald Trump in the White House. So let's see what Coping MAGA has for us today. Oh god, they removed Aunt Jemima from the Aunt Jemima bottles, for those who didn't see. And apparently conservatives are filling the old Aunt Jemima bottle because reasons. And also there's a gun, because of course there's a gun. Ted Cruz doesn't realize the Babylon Bee is satire. In fairness, usually satire is funny, so I understand his issue there. Roses are red, violets are blue. These are the governments the CIA overthrew. Syria, Iran, Guatemala, Congo, Iraq, Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Grenada, Panama, Venezuela, Haiti, Honduras, Libya, Paraguay, Bolivia. That was in response to the CIA's dumb oh, fuck you, CIA. Are you fucking serious? No one wants to like you. Back-to-back impeachment tramp. Usually you wouldn't want to advertise that your favorite political candidate has been impeached twice, even if they haven't been removed. That still makes them the most impeached president of all time. And there's a racial slur. It's blurred out, but, you know. I don't have any evidence because all statistics are left-leaning. As we all know, reality does have a well-known left-leaning bias, so it's hard out there for right-wingers. Donald Trump meme? Honestly, you honestly didn't think we were unprepared for election rigging and voter fraud, did you? Stay with me, the fireworks are about to start. Really, let's see, it's February. It's the middle of February so far and nothing's happened, so... Oh, here's that, I think he does TikTok. He does right-wing TikToks. I didn't enter the Capitol building, but I want to enter you, babe. Our love can be like the national debt, forever growing. Joe Biden may have stolen the election, but babe, you stole my heart. Oh, you're a liberal? Never mind. I love when, like 19-year-olds talk to me about politics. That's always great. Petition to keep Gina Carano in The Mandalorian. We covered this the other day on Chud Watch. Gina Carano got removed from The Mandalorian, or at the very least won't be rehired by Disney because of her weird comments online. This person says, I canceled mine Thursday. Mine being Disney Plus. They're canceling Disney Plus because they fired Carano. I canceled mine Thursday for a reason I chose other and told them to get their shot together and stop canceling people they don't agree with. You gotta cancel them to fight cancel culture. These people literally have killed irony. They kidnapped irony, duct taped its arms together, threw it in a trunk, stabbed it 37 times, and threw it in the river. It's dead. Here's a NASCAR that's sponsored by Verizon 5G. I can't believe this! NASCAR has been rigging its races in support of the satanic 5G. American people, I encourage you to rise up and woo! That's a call to violence. Don't do that. Oof. Live your life with the confidence of a mediocre white man with a law degree. Matt Gaetz says, on it. That's kind of the most honest I've ever heard him. Interesting. Oh, Gab. Gab, which is sort of a right-wing Twitter alternative, has created Prototype number 1 of the Gab TV hardware device, your monthly cable bill that enriches the enemy and poisoned the minds of your children with globalist degeneracy. Oh god, it's like I can hear a faint whistle somewhere in the background. Can stop soon. It's time to exit their system and build our own. What could they possibly get on that box? It's gonna get PureFlix and One America News, and maybe Newsmax, but they seem to hate Newsmax sometimes nowadays, because Newsmax is backtracking on some of their Dominion claims, specifically because they're threatened with a very large lawsuit against them. Oh boy, you know, my policy is this: never put anything on the outside of my car that would want people to key my car. Just good advice overall. This is great. Welcome, Gina. Oh, boy. For my birthday, I would really like it if Congress would stop wasting time impeaching someone who has left office and committed no impeachable offense. Your tax dollars are being wasted, all the problems you political effers have to deal with, and you think you have time to fabricate a case against the only good president we've had in 150 years? The only good president in 150 years. My birthday wish is that the Democrats will suddenly be struck with a small amount of intelligence. I know it's a long shot, but that's my wish. I'm 42 years old now, which is 1 year less than Biden has been in government. I can say with confidence I have accomplished more than he has. I have tied my own shoes almost every day I've been alive. What has Joe Biden ever done? That's your bar? Your bar is tying your own shoes. Great. Clip from Newsmax.
We're not a nation that embraces socialism.
Right. Yeah. Well, I just hope that either these Republicans who are joining the socialists right now, and I mean, like I said, it's got to be it's maddening to me. I can only imagine how conservatives feel in the Republican Party watching all of these Republicans basically sign on to the Democrat socialist agenda. Hell, Romney's proposing full-blown communism right now.
What do they think these words mean? Can I get a translation? What do they think communism means?
With a universal basic income. It's absolutely incredible. Last thing.
Oh, God. Biden hit 62 approval rating, higher first rating than the past 4 presidents. That'll happen when you follow one of the worst presidents of all time. People are just impressed by normalcy. It's crazy. To all our supporters, if you see a Democrat at a restaurant, at a bar, out in public, rip that mask off their face, push back, let them know. If you want our weapons and take our Second Amendment, go ahead, come and get... Well, that would be assault. That would be assault. Don't assault people. That's a bad idea for a variety of reasons. And also the idea that the only people wearing masks ever are Democrats is untrue. Reasonable people who care about the safety of themselves and others wear masks. Oh, this is so pathetic. Do you see this one?
Catch up and pass us by.
Oh,
Together,
excuse me.
I know which path.
Hi.
we'll
Excuse
choose.
me.
That includes all Americans. So we can own
What about the ones that are on the street, due to the pandemic? You helping them? We forgot about them. We don't care. Hello?
But I will always...
They passed, and again, it's not as much as they said it was going to be, and I think that's fucking wrong, but they did pass a stimulus package and budget reconciliation.
always be honest with you.
What will you now?
About both the progress we're making.
But will you do
and
your
what's
job?
set back.
This has the energy of that time Clint Eastwood talked to an empty chair at the RNC. Remember that?
We meet and
Will you?
And here's the deal.
You gonna do everything you
The
said
more
you're gonna
people
do,
we
right?
vaccinate, The faster we do,
You remember it?
the sooner
Hello?
we can save lives and put this pandemic behind
Why
us
tap your
and get
TV?
back to
Don't
our
tap your
lives and our
screens
loved
unless it's a
ones.
touch
How?
screen.
The sooner we can rescue
How are
and
you gonna do
rebuild
that? You
American
helping all of
economy,
us now? Or
the
is
biggest
he?
and most profitable engine in the world.
This is who y'all voted for, who you want, right?
Yes.
Nearly a year.
Compared to
Excuse
Trump,
me.
yes,
Tested
please.
us beyond measure.
Do your job.
For all whether we like
Gina Carano is going to be working with Ben Shapiro on a new movie. That's going to be so bad. Wow, I live in Michigan. I guess I didn't realize I was living in a communist Chinese state. I didn't get the memo. Whoops. The Oregon van hasn't come for me yet, so that's fine. I just canceled Disney Plus. I hope everyone who opposes cancel culture will do the same. America used to be 90% white and 10% black. I wonder what election would look like if they removed the Hispanic and Asian votes and only count white and black ones. This is... Who the fuck does this? What does that mean? Oh, God. Guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. I hate Trump supporters. We must cancel them. That's what the Nazis said about the Jews. God, right-wingers want to be oppressed so badly. I tried to stop them, but I'm only one man. This would be more accurate if he was copping a feel on the Statue of Liberty and she was looking incredibly uncomfortable.
$100 changes your life. You were
This was so ridiculous. Did you see this shit?
Believe is the right number or the right answer for the next stimulus check?
Well, I don't believe in a stimulus check, because if $600 or $1,400 changes your life, you were pretty much screwed already. You got other issues going on. You have a career problem, you have a debt problem, you have a relationship problem, you have a mental health problem. Something else is going on if $600 changes your life.
So we should give people more money would be the solution to what you just said. Or you should be recognizing that there's a fundamental problem with the United States economy. Jesus Christ. This is his house, by the way. This is what his house looks like. In case you're wondering what this piece of shit is living like while denigrating the working poor. It's always the gender slurs and, like, denigration with Kamala. It's so ridiculous. I guess we all could have predicted that, obviously, but, like, there are legitimate things to criticize Kamala for. Why you gotta take it to some, some woman-shamey, slut-shamey place for no reason? So messed up. This is how democracy dies, with thunderous applause. Being conservative today is like being a Jedi during Order 66. I think being conservative today is probably more like being a stormtrooper on the Death Star. Like, did they, you know... It's true, though. Everything the Democrats are doing is exactly what the Nazis did. Free education, free healthcare, take away guns, telling people what they can and can't say, remove people and events from history books that don't align with their beliefs, take away wealth, get communities to hate a certain group, burn, loot, and beat a certain group because they don't agree with your opinion. Democrats told people to be violent towards Republicans multiple times, destroy Republican businesses. Democratic politicians have said we need to send Trump supporters to re-education camps. I don't know how people don't see the similarities. I've still not seen any source on the re-education camps thing they keep repeating. Someone may have said something similar, but if they did, I've literally heard no one echo that sentiment at all. And no, that's not an apt description of how, Nazi Germany worked. Yeah, that's a good one.
These senators, I'm listening to this impeachment. Are they really trying to paint these senators? They're so scared for their lives.
Yeah, people broke in and tried to murder them at their place of work. That'll happen when a bunch of people break in and try and murder you.
I don't care who you support. I don't care about you guys. Not one billionaire senator. I don't care how scared you were.
Most senators aren't billionaires. Millionaires, sure. There's too many millionaires, but they're not billionaires. Most of them, at least.
Americans are scared. They lost their jobs. They're losing everything that they owned, everything that they have. I don't care how scared you were. Sorry. Don't care. Families lost family members due to COVID. Families lost businesses due to COVID.
Okay, so you should be blaming Trump and want him to face justice not only for the angry mob, but for his mishandling of COVID that caused all these problems, right?
Don't paint this picture that we're supposed to feel bad that Nancy Pelosi was scared. Good! I'm glad they were scared. I have no emotion for her. Go hide behind your wall.
At least he said the quiet part out loud.
She, her. What about you? That's not a pronoun. What are your pronouns? Okay.
What are your preferred pronouns?
She, her. What about you?
Wow.
That's not a pronoun. What are your pronouns?
Is that a joke? Is just saying racial slurs what they think a joke is? Here's, I'm assuming this is from patriots.win. Oh, yeah, the thing says it is. Here's what would be really fun during the impeachment, showing Biden's death certificate and his doctors testifying that he's been dead a long time. Do they think Joe Biden's dead? He's not. He's the president. Ashley Babbitt admitting it was staged, don't know how, but it would be fun. A video with Obama speaking about rigging the election. A video with AOS and Bernie Sanders speaking about rigging the election. Epstein on video saying Clinton is a pedo. John Roberts admitting to knowing about fraud. Deal made with Dems. Yeah, I know. One can always dream. These people live in a different fucking reality. Got this bad boy on Etsy Mask Black Market, where you can buy things that look like masks, but that you can actually breathe in. While it doesn't protect you from anything, let's be honest, that's not the point. That is definitely the point. If you're already going to wear the thing, wear a real mask. It probably works at least a little bit, but I don't know. What's the point? Let's censor every conservative in their platform so they can't speak their opinions. This user has limited the comments. Always that. It's always that. There's more proof that Lady Gaga is an alien than that Biden is president. Let's see. Hold on. Who is the current president? Huh. Look at that. It appears that Joe Biden's the president. I thought so, but it's always good to fact check. Dangerous people are teaching your kids. Presented by Jordan Peterson. Oh, God. Jordan Peterson's new book is out soon, and I'm the opposite of excited to read it. Question for all the people who have been awoken recently. Why does sleepy Joe Biden think it's okay to support black businesses before white businesses? Be warned, everyone. This is only the start of the mass white genocide unless we go out and take back our country from these satanic beings. Oh, God. Guys, there's no such thing as white genocide. What are you talking about?
You hear me scream?
You know, actually a good meme because it shows that Trump supporters are unhinged abusers. So yeah. Yep. You know whose pipeline didn't get shut down? Hunter's. Is this oh, it's a he was addicted to drugs joke. I thought it was about his monster wang. I thought they were making a joke about Hunter Biden's big ol' donger. Whoopsie. I've got 99 problems, but finding an attractive, loving, intelligent Asian woman with whom I have frequent fulfilling sex is not one. This is from the page Libertarian Guys with Asian Wives. God. Coping Manga made a $1,500 donation to Planned Parenthood, by the way. That's nice. Reject modernity, embrace tradition. And then it's two women in, like, workout clothes. And then two women just sitting next to each other in a field, which has sort of cottagecore lesbian vibes. Don't really know what I mean by this post. That tracks. Ugh.
Screw you! You fucking bum! Fuck you! Fuck you! He needs a talker for him. Fuck you! Fuck you!
Socialist fuck!
Fuck you!
Who heckles their TV like this? Like, if I was hanging out with, like, Jake and Sarah and Alex and Anna and Baha, whose real name I almost used there. If we were all hanging out and, like, Donald Trump came on the TV, we wouldn't all immediately start screaming at the TV like a group of rabid chimps. We might talk about it and laugh at the stupid shit he said, but we wouldn't be like, boo, fuck you. Like, it's a TV, guys. They can't hear you. It's a TV.
Fuck you! You still need a cue card. What? Stay socially distanced. Fuck you! Screw.
Jesus Christ. What losers. I live in LA. My son is in 3rd grade doing online school. His teacher asked him what he did this weekend. He said he played with a friend for 8 hours. She asked him if they wore masks in front of his class. He didn't answer. She was like, okay. My son came out of his room in tears. He blamed me because of my news research and my knowledge about useless masks. He's afraid his teacher thinks he's not a Biden supporter. I try to be honest with him, but he wants to fit in. He sees his dad standing on an island. His young mind doesn't understand. I've tried to explain it clearly, but everyone and everything says the opposite. He made me promise to never talk about politics again. The tears trickled down his face. I've also had this discussion with my wife. Fights, etc. I'm the crazy one. I'm the conspiracy theorist. I've been wasting my time trying to inform myself. I asked my son if he wished his daddy wasn't aware of what was truly happening. He said yes. Something needs to happen soon or I'll need to stuff my head in the sand and play dumb forever. Sorry, I just needed to vent. I don't think that story's real. That sounds like a fake story. I don't think a third grader, and maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't think a third grader has the political awareness to go to his dad and be like, I wish you weren't, or my teacher doesn't think I'm a Biden supporter. Like, I don't think third graders talk like that. How about The Weeknd and Pepsi throwing their Satanist crap at America? It's time for the evil scum of corporate America to lose money. The Great Awakening will fight the evil. Oh, here's another idiot damaging their own TV screen because someone they don't like on it.
An executive order to require a mask where I have the authority to do that. And federal property, on interstate travel.
Punch it!
By trains and planes. Well, also,
why would you damage your own? Human beings are really, really like stupid animals, aren't we? Like at the bottom 50th percentile of intelligence, human beings just like hit things indiscriminately that they don't like, even if it's their own property, and that physical action will do nothing to help you. This was on the 20th of January. It's happening. The storm. Military escort to White House. 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 Is that like, yeah, the president generally gets escorted like to the White House by some sort of authorities, whether it's the Secret Service or whoever. I assume this year there was more military presence, specifically because of the insurrection attempt earlier in the month. Jesus Christ. It's that libertarian channel.
Whatever.
She doesn't understand context. Apparently, I gotta mute this because of the music, but it's like, rappers say the N-word, whatever. Biden says the N-word, whatever. Cardi B drugging men, whatever. Morgan Wallen says the N-word. Like, guys, when Biden said the N-word, it was him in a congressional committee quoting something that someone said to him. I've said before, and I'll say it again, conservatives are completely immune to context because context proves them wrong 99 times out of 100. This was titled Tim Pool.
Hello, Brett. Patriots, if you don't know yet, I'm back on Twitter with my new account at NotBaron1946. Please follow me and help make America great again.
We are witnessing the most corrupt, anti-American, godless, and criminal Democrat Party in American history. I mean, the Democrat Party at one point was pro-slavery, so I think you don't know a lot about history if you think that. Dora the Explorer encourages our kids to speak Spanish. See, she teaches our kids to speak Spanish so that it becomes their primary language. As a result, our kids start to learn Spanish and want to learn more. Oh no, bilingual children? The horror. See a pattern here. Dora is a far-left liberal character which is promoted by Democrats like Ocasio-Cortez. Dora the Explorer might be old enough that Ocasio-Cortez might have watched it growing up. When did Dora premiere? Hold on. Dora the Explorer. Yeah, Dora the Explorer first started airing 21 years ago. You think AOC is somehow behind Dora the Explorer? She always substitutes English words and letters with Spanish ones, and when it does, oh no, R-word Mexicans and dirty immigrants will take over our country with the help of Democrats. The mask is gone, guys. The mask doesn't exist. AOC watched Dora. AOC is 31, meaning she was 10 years old when Dora the Explorer premiered. I've seen this joke multiple times. I do find the pillow meme funny in terms of not this meme obviously, but the idea that David Hogg is starting his own pillow company. I do find that kind of funny. But like the right-wing memes about it have almost entirely been about perfect for biting. Like, yeah, guys, some people like to get stuff up their butt. Is that a whole joke to you guys? You normally need a punchline in jokes. I don't even know David Hogg's sexuality, and it doesn't matter. Like, it's not a joke just to be like, haha, gay people exist. Or not even gay people, just people who like stuff going up their pooper. The refs won't allow Brady to win another one knowing he supports Trump. Oh, that aged well, didn't it? We must end... Oh god, Marjorie Taylor Greene's the stupidest person. We must end corporate communism. The Silicon Valley cartel controlling social media, free speech, and even targeting to take down rising competition like Parler must be stopped. The way to stop it is in the free market while we still can. Communism is when corporations... Who really won? Sleepy Joe. Democrats are cheating in this poll, too. I'm still in denial and will remain in denial for some time. Trump won. The only one that can save us now is God, period. Not Q, not Trump. God is the one you should trust and be close to, because the whole world is about to be destroyed and you're gonna need him. This is basically what's happening in America today. Centrists like myself, as well as sided moderates, are essentially being forced into silence by fascism guised as progressive leftist activism, while the rad libs attempt to commit a holocaust on their political opponents, violating their own constitution to make it happen. They've already called for re-education camps. There's that claim about re-education camps again. As well as... calls to action to create a list of all known right-wing individuals to put on terror watch. The 10 states of genocide are gradually counting up, and the leftists are sporting the swastika. Good God. They're a centrist, though. Happy birthday to Ronald Reagan. My sketch from 2016 proudly hangs in my Washington office. Ooh, boy. You know what? I couldn't draw that, so I guess good job.
Job, rent's due tomorrow. I need to make money the easiest way I know how, and that's telling white people what they want to hear. Cool baptism transformation. Black Lives Matter is more dangerous than the Klan? Woo, hell yeah, I'm a hip plus. He's one of the good blacks. I lost my job, rent's due tomorrow. I need to make money the easiest way I know how.
That's a really good Terrence K. Williams impression. I can't blame the internet for asking me for actual proof that COVID doesn't exist, but while this information is out there, it's hard to dig up unless you put the right search term. However, if you guys can be mature, then I might be nice enough to dig up this stuff for you. As an alternative solution, just wait until March 4th. March 4th is the due date for the military to arrest all of the criminals in the Supreme Court and the State House and have a new election. Again, that's what we call in the biz a military coup. And it's not good. March 4th? What day's March 4th? March 4th is a Thursday. So, oh wait, no. No, yeah. March 4th is a Thursday. So, we'll do something that day and look at the Q people's response when nothing happens. Inevitably. Because that's a date that's getting thrown around a lot for them. What will the new goalpost be? I don't know. We will have to see. Conservative genocide. Oh, good God. Isn't it funny that Republicans call left-wingers cucks, and then they do shit like this? Hey, honey, it's time to take our wedding photos. Would you please pretend to fillet my favorite political figure in front of me while I give a thumbs up? Jesus. The guy I don't like won the election, so I'm gonna put the flag upside down. Losers.
Got your
Did you see this?
Google's got your Google's got your Google's got your Google's got your
Facebook, Twitter,
Google's got your Google's
Apple,
got your
Amazon,
Google's got your Google's
Instagram, and TikTok. Why did you send to me?
Google's got your Google.
When I speak out, and you disagree, you deplatform.
Got your Google.
Ban and fact check me.
I like that fact check is on that list. Stop fact checking me. Just let me spread lies unabated.
I hooked on my freedom. You say I don't need them. I say live free or die.
Beautiful. Oh, have you seen this? Some town in Arkansas has this sign at the edge of the town. Anti-racist is a code word for anti-white. Welcome to Harrison. Beautiful town, beautiful people, no wrong exits, no bad neighborhoods. Yikes. I don't know anything about this brand of juice, but I guess they said something pro-trans. Guilty of bowing down to gender ideology. Hashtag sex not gender. My boss during our weekly check-in was like, oh, can you believe these QAnon people? They might be a problem for years. I was like, well, probably not forever. People aren't worried about the Knights Templar anymore, or the Inquisition, which was me low-key trolling. The normies and sleepers are real scared of those QAnons. I now make it a point to write and say Q as often as possible. This reminds me of when I mentioned Q to my mom and she said, oh, they don't like them, referred to the news. Nice, well done, patriot. God. Country singer Morgan Wallen indefinitely suspended from record label after racial slur video. Not familiar with that. I don't even know who this person is. What makes absolutely no sense is if it is so offensive to the black community, then why is it said so often in and by the black community? If white artists get in trouble, then why don't black artists? I know this is a complicated concept, but because they're black? Because certain words that were used as slurs end up being reclaimed by the groups they were originally used against sometimes as an empowerment thing, and that's fine. Like, there are some people in the LGBTQ community who use the F slur with their other friends who are in the LGBTQ community. I don't, but other people do, and if they want to, that's fine, because they're in the community, and they're allowed to take back that word if they would like to.
Michelle, and I'm Karen. Oh, to the right. Twice. Fist bump. Wait.
Things Gen Z needs to hear. No one has to use your pronouns. Oh boy, people really don't know what pronouns are, do they? Let's see if there's anything on a Right Wing Watch, Twitter, and then we will move on to the videos for this episode.
Times, they don't know who owns them anymore. And Donald J. Trump doesn't need their money. Donald J. Trump doesn't need their influence. He stands on what's right.
He doesn't need their money, he needs yours. Please send him money in the 7 emails he sent you today.
And just. And the more righteous your fight, the more just your fight, the more terror and people are going to come against you. And that's how you know you're doing the right thing and you're on the right side of history. All of you are standing here today on the right side of history. We are the founding fathers of our time.
No, you're not. You're a bunch of idiots who tried to kill Congress.
We are standing up against the evil globalists such as George Soros, who thinks he owns our politicians, who thinks he owns...
This is the source for the re-education thing. PBS lawyer who called for re-education camps for Republican children no longer at network. So it wasn't even a politician. It was like some random lawyer who worked for PBS. Good God. He worked at PBS's general counsel office. He was recorded making extremist, anti-Trump, and anti-Republican political statements in what appeared to be a conversation. It wasn't even like a public thing. He just said, whatever. Oh, it was a Project Veritas thing. Of course it was. Gotcha. Republicans are so stupid.
Chief Justice John Roberts on the Supreme Court. We don't need George Soros in our lives. We don't need globalists in our lives.
Dog whistle.
We don't need the Great Reset. All we need is Jesus Christ and the truth. When you stand on the truth, when you stand on what's right, it doesn't matter what they come against you. It doesn't matter what they say about you. You know, Dustin and I were raided by armed postmen on August 20th because we stood up for what was right. And when our politicians failed us, and they failed Donald J. Trump to get the spending in the bill, Brian Kolfage stood up and started a GoFundMe and raised $20 million. And we proved to those people on that hill that we don't need you, that we're Americans, and we have American ingenuity. And we are going to stand up, and if you can't get it done, we the people will get it done. And that's why we are all here today. That's why we are marching on Washington. And that's why we are going to stand strong with Donald J. Trump until this election's overturned. And the truth comes out that Joe Biden does not win. He will never be president of the United States. And we will stand with Donald J. Trump for 4 more years. We will stand on the truth. And we as Christians in a Christian nation will stand on the principles of the 10 Commandments, and we believe.
Jesus Christ, the Christian supremacism shit is so off-putting.
And we just stand, and no matter what they...
Gross.
People have heard the interview with General...
This is a QAnon person?
Some people have heard the interview with General Flynn, where General Flynn said that there is no plan for the military to step in. I was listening to Monkey Works, and he interviewed a guy a couple days ago. And that guy also said, there is no plan for the military to step in and do anything. Well, I would like to suggest an alternative viewpoint on that. If the military had a plan to intervene in American politics, and General Flynn was aware of it, I guarantee you he wouldn't tell anybody what he knew.
Which is exactly the problem with QAnon. It doesn't make any sense. If there was a secret background war going on between, like, patriots and the deep state, why would anyone tell people what was happening? It would inherently hurt your cause. It's a ridiculous conspiracy theory.
Publicly. For operational security. Some people have heard...
I'm just going to ask you some questions, and I want you to just tell me if it's nonsense.
Oh, this is when Flynn actually said that.
Or if there was anything to it at all. Number one, did President Trump ever sign into action the Insurrection Act?
No. Nonsense.
Nonsense. Is the United States military running the country or just is that nonsense as well?
More nonsense.
Good to hear.
More nonsense. There's no plan. There's no people. There's so many people out there. Is the plan happening? There's no. I mean, we have what we have, and we have to accept the situation as it is.
I'm just going to ask you some questions.
You couldn't be much clearer than that, could ya? QAnon conspiracy theorist Mark Taylor. Oh, Mark Taylor! Mark Taylor is the guy from the upcoming movie review that we have that's coming out later this week. The Trump prophecy. QAnon conspiracy theorist Mark Taylor says the COVID-19 vaccine is a bioweapon and a precursor to the mark of the beast. He warns people not even to get a COVID test because the vaccine is now the test. Or the vaccine is now in the test? What?
We all know not to take the vaccines, right?
Experimental, don't take it.
It's a bioweapon.
Exactly.
Don't even take the test at this point.
Is that a Baldwin? That guy looks like a Baldwin. He looks so much like Stephen Baldwin.
Yes.
I've read 2 different articles now, saw a video where the vaccine is now in the test.
Wow.
It releases these...
Wow, when people say words, I just assume they're true. I don't think about if it even makes sense. I just say, wow.
Little star things into your intestines because of that test, and then it goes into your brain. Look, there is just too much here that people don't sacrifice. Look, once you take this vaccine, there's no going back. To me, it's a precursor for the mark.
Exactly.
The mark of the beast. They're seeing how far can we push these people.
That's not even how it frustrates me how right-wingers use the mark of the beast colloquially, because, like, within end times prophecy, the mark of the beast is not something that can be hoisted on you secretly anyway. They can't, like, oh, we're giving you a vaccine, haha, twist, it's the mark of the beast. You have to know it's the mark of the beast and voluntarily accept it. That's, like, part of it, is that you are voluntarily surrendering yourself over to Satan or whatever. You cannot be tricked into taking it. God.
There are people, 1938, my relatives died in the Holocaust.
Oh, good lord. Again, with the comparisons to the Holocaust. People are banning me on Twitter for conspiracy theories and saying the N-word. This is literally the Holocaust. No, it's not. You big babies.
Number 45 intercepts.
Yeah,
but notice what number it was. It was number 45. Number 45 intercepts it. The game, once it came into the hands of number 45, the game was over, and all the things that seemed like the election being played out again during the game, once it got into the hands of 45, come on, we've been talking about the Cyrus anointing, 45,
That's right.
the president, 45. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, the guy that's terrific. I think you know who I'm talking
really
about.
big.
I think you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Anything else is fake, I tell you. Anyway, but once it got into his hands, guess what happens? Game over, and they began to celebrate. And I believe God's saying the same thing.
Yeah, that's
but notice.
Oh, God, these people see signs everywhere where they don't exist. Self-proclaimed prophet Hank Cuman repeatedly prophesied that Trump would win the election and serve a second term. That didn't happen, but he insists that you are not qualified to declare that he is a false prophet because you're not a prophet.
In the New Testament, the way that prophets were to be judged, according to 1 Corinthians, you read it, it says that if one prophesies, let it be by two, if not but by three. And then it says you may all prophesy, speaking even of the prophets, but it says let the others judge. Well, who are the others? The other prophets. It's kind of like this. I don't tell you, Steve, how to run your ministry and your corporation there. Okay? I don't know how to do the techie things that you do. So I don't have a grace, I don't have an anointing, and I don't have a positional authority. Prophets judging other prophets have a positional grace and authority from God. Now, if you're the believer and you're hearing prophecies and it doesn't look like it adds up, always remember that prophecy is in the eye of the beholder. Just because you think that it doesn't come to pass doesn't mean that it didn't come to pass, or it might still come to pass.
No, I think you can probably... How do I put it? I'm not a cook or a chef, but if someone brings me a steaming plate of poop, I'm gonna be like, I don't think this is right. I think the same thing applies to prophecies.
But the fact of the matter is, they are the extremists. Blue Virginia, Right-Wing Watch, they are far...
That is a gold fringe flag. That means this is a maritime court, and this is a court-martial. I cannot be court-martialed twice.
Left extremists. They are socialists. They are communists. They are sexually perverted.
That one's true. That one's true.
They're weird. They are weird.
Also true.
And they're so blinded by their own spiritual ignorance that anybody who doesn't agree with them is hateful. But the fact of the...
There's another prophecy thing.
Has this administration...
We're almost done, and we'll move on to the other stuff soon. I'm having fun with this, though.
...that has proclaimed themselves as king has set themselves to stop the prophecy. Their whole...
If he can stop a prophecy, it's kind of a shitty prophecy, isn't it?
Ministry. Their whole administration is geared to one thing. It must be a terrible burden to hide the truth and stop prophecy from coming to pass. See, there's a heavy anointing to be president, to be a king, in other words.
Being the president is not being a king. Do not compare being the president to being a king, you piece of fucking shit. This whole, I'm assuming this is going to veer into some, like, divine right of kings nonsense.
That anointing for king. If that anointing to carry the anointing of king is removed or is not there, it will drive you mad. It will drive you crazy.
A Bible or a supposed Bible. Someone said it's upside down. I don't know if it was, but they put a hand on a Bible said the right words, and now people say, okay, now he's our president. Now we have to pray for our president.
No, he's not our president. He is not.
Hold on, I'll check for him. Who is the current president? I'll refresh, because this could have changed in the last hour. Nope. Still Joe Biden.
Not, nor will he ever be. And this, everybody knows there was a red tidal wave. There was a Red Sea moment, which is a red tidal wave. And quite frankly, America voted in Donald J. Trump.
Hold on, I'll check. No, looks like Biden got 7 million more votes. And got them in the correct places.
President Trump is president. We will be rejoicing in the streets by March, April, May, June.
That's quite a... He gave a pretty broad amount of time there, didn't he?
There's going to be an...
March, April, May, June. Sometime in those 4 months-ish.
Amazing turnaround. You just watch what happens.
I like that God, because he's a prophet, right? So he must speak to God, or at least God speaks to him. You'd think God would be a little more specific. Like God's like, I don't know, Q2, Q3, 2021. Could you be maybe give me a month? I don't even need a week. A month? No, between these 2 quarters? Okay, fine. And
the world will rejoice. Not just America, the world will rejoice because of this exposure. And so I'm telling you, that's going to take place. That I'm going down with the ship on this. The Lord showed me this.
How'd that work out?
Translated back to Hebrew. What was interesting was his name translated back to Hebrew. Biden, of course, we have to take the I and the E out because there's no vowel in the Hebrew alphabet. It's Bet Dalet Nun, and if we take it, we have...
And if you take B-A-T out of basement, it spells semen. Like, what the fuck? You can't just start taking letters out and being like, the translation means this, as long as you remove letters.
2 different words here. Most Hebrew words have 1 root, but we have 2 different words here that we can find in the name Biden in Hebrew. First of all, we have Bet Yod, which is pronounced, it's pronounced as B, and it means alas, alas. The dictionary says that alas is an expression of grief, pity, or concern, and it's found, I looked at this morning, 14 times in the Old Testament, and it's usually used in the sense of a warning or a concern. Alas, the great day of the Lord is coming, etc. And that's in the English translation of our Bible, the 1611 translation. The second part of his name is Dalet Nun, and that spells in Hebrew Dan or Dan. And we read about Dan in Genesis 35 and verse 25. He was one of the sons of Jacob that his wife had through a handmaid. And then we read in Genesis 49:16 where Jacob is blessing his 12 sons, and he says this word, Dan shall judge his people. So the word Dan, D-A-N as we say it in English, or done or Dan, and the root, etc., to judge, judgment, to strive. And it also, according to the Strong's Dictionary, can mean to strive with laws. In other words, to create laws where there was striving or contention. Think about that, in the laws being passed. So actually, the name can mean, alas, judgment. And I got that from an actual Hebrew scholar. It can mean alas, judgment. So that's the Hebraic name of number 46.
Good God, these people just make shit up. It's so frustrating. But It is what it is. Oh, look, My Pillow guy.
I've worked with Sidney Powell, General Flynn, all the guys with these machines, these experts, and I can tell you 100% Donald Trump is going to be your president for 4 more years. I have never, ever, ever said anything less than 100%. And just today, there was so much this morning. I was on the phone with General Flynn, and just even more evidence came out. These are going to be bonus evidence just to put more people in prison. You know, and right now I'm telling everyone in this country, you have to 100% believe me when I tell you Donald Trump was picked for 8 years by God, not 4. And I want everybody, you just keep the faith. God's granted me this big platform, and I just know with everything that's going to happen, you're going to see miracles happen in the next couple days.
And then he destroyed his business being a weirdo. Funny how that worked, huh? Whatever. I don't need your shitty pillows. So that's the MAGA cope for the day. Again, we probably won't revisit that for some weeks, or unless something of note happens, but it's always nice to check out some of these fringe people and see what the heck they're up to. Fun stuff.